So my first attempt at recording this totally failed because the video got corrupted. So I'm using my personal microscope at my house. The lab microscope is way better, but this will have to do for this video. So sorry about the microscope quality issues, if there are any. But so we are trying to key out this plant right here, and in order to do that we need to know what the family is. There are a few ways we could do this. We could go through the Jepson manual family key, which is useful, but can be tedious and sometimes even difficult. Or you could just know the family just because. The other option is to know some characteristics of many different families and be able to compare them. So I'm going to show you a few different characteristics that I would use for this particular plant. First of all, we have 5 petals, and I know it's kind of hard to see here because you're only seeing like 3 petals, but there are 5 petals. So here we have, let me flip this plant up. There we go, 5 petals right there. Sorry, they're a little withered. It's been hot today. There are also 5 sepals, and both the sepals and the petals are free. So we could remove one of the petals or one of the sepals, and the flower would be totally fine. We wouldn't rip another part of the flower. There are also 10 stamens, and that's twice the number of petals, which is one of the key steps for keying out the family. And then on top of that we have a pistil right here that is mostly wrinkle free. Let's try to get this in focus here. So there, hopefully you can sort of see. There's our ovary. And there's not a whole lot of wrinkles. It's more or less smooth. Zoom out of that. In addition, we have our leaves here that are compound. Try to get a leaf out. Here we go. So here we are. We can see that there are numerous little leaves that we call leaflets. And these make up the whole leaf. And each little leaflet, hopefully you can see it, each leaflet is entire. So the margin has no teeth, it doesn't have any sort of decorations, it's just a plain looking leaf. So these things will get you to the family, and that family is the Zygophalaceae. And there are a few pretty well-known plants within this family. Creosote bush is one of them. But now that we know what this family is, we can skip straight to the Zygophalaceae key and key out this particular plant. Luckily, the key is pretty short, so it's a good first time plant to key out. Try to figure it out, and it shouldn't give too much of a hassle. We're going to start off with the first key step, of course, and it asks about the number of leaflets. It's asking if we have 2 leaflets or if we have 3 or more leaflets. And just by this view alone, right here, we can clearly see that we have way more than 2 leaflets, or more than 3 leaflets even. So we'll take 1 prime, which leads to key step number 3, where once again it's asking about the number of leaflets. It asks if we have 3 leaflets or more than 3 leaflets. And in just this picture we can clearly see that we have way more than 3 leaflets. Just in this one we have 6. So we take 3 prime because we have a ton of leaflets here. And that leads us to our very last step, which is asking about the fruits. And let's get a good fruit on here. How about this one? We'll get this fruit here. This key step is asking about the fruits, and it's in particular asking about how many, if the fruit has spines or if the fruit does not have spines. And we can take a gander at this fruit right here, and right away we can tell that these fruits are extraordinarily spiny. I mean, look at these spines. Those are massive spines right there. Flip that around. So yeah, right there we've got some pretty prominent spines there, and right there, and right there. Clearly a spiny fruit. And that's the last key step we need to take in order to get to the genus. And the genus for this plant is Tribulus. And because this genus only has 1 species in the state of California, we're finished! So this plant right here is Tribulus terrestris. and that was a fairly painless plant to key out for the first time. Just a little background on this particular plant. It's not native to California, and that back up. It's not native to California. It is found throughout the state, however, and usually it's found in disturbed areas like roadsides, trail embankments, fields, places like that. It is toxic to animals, and on top of that, those fruits are really painful to step on and can cause damage to little pet feetsies and human feetsies as well. Well, anyways, that was my first attempt at keying out a plant using the Jepson manual once again, on doing it by video. So if you enjoy this kind of stuff, I know I do. I love keying out plants. I love identifying things. But if you like this kind of stuff, let me know, and like and subscribe for more videos like this, because I'll probably be doing a lot more. I'll probably limit myself to evergreen trees that don't require a lot of flowers, because we're getting into summer, and especially when fall and winter hit, there's not going to be a whole lot of flowers, there's not going to be a whole lot of vegetation. So I'm going to try and stick with things you don't need flowers to identify necessarily. But yeah, I hope you like this, and have a good day.